It's early, but I was sent this video, so I said I would break it down. Let's go over it.
Got a phone call from her office saying there is a man trying to reach you urgently.
Not her cell phone, where she worked.
Full disclosure, this is what's called a law enforcement scam. Somebody will call and pose as law enforcement in order to usually scam you out of money. Having been in law enforcement for 14 years and having been a detective for 2 of those, I can tell you we've gotten several cases where somebody has been scammed because someone will call and pose as local law enforcement.
The person that she works with, the one over the clinic, got her on a 3-way phone call. And
so the first thing I'm going to point out, they said that they got her on a 3-way phone call with a coworker. That probably didn't happen. This phone call was probably spoofed with a phone number used from her place of employment. It is very common. The next thing that they probably did was they used AI voice to pose as her coworker so that she felt more comfortable.
this man said, "You have missed jury duty in Mobile County." Now, we live nowhere near Mobile County.
So understand,
In case you didn't know, you're never going to be asked to go to jury duty in a county that you don't live in, unless there are special circumstances, but you are going to know those circumstances ahead of time.
You're going to have a warrant for your arrest if you don't show up within an hour to Mobile County, and to bring your children, that they will be detained.
Law enforcement is never going to ask you to bring your kids. They're pulling heartstrings here. They're trying to get you to freak out so that you make some kind of rash decision that you will likely regret. Trust me, if law enforcement wanted to take your kids, they're just going to show up at your house with CPS or something like that, and they're just going to take them.
And I will stay on the phone with you until you get here. You also have 2 misdemeanor warrants in Mobile County. She panicked.
That is exactly what they want you to do. They want you to panic and make a decision that is not logical. You have to think things through. Most people don't deal with law enforcement on a day-to-day basis, so chances are you're not going to know the in and outs of how law enforcement works. So you're going to believe this guy, and they're going to get you. But now you understand that there's a lot of things that are happening that just don't make sense, right? You have 2 misdemeanor warrants. You missed jury duty in a county that you don't live in. They're asking you to bring your kids so that your kids can be detained. That's not going to happen. Never give out your personal information over the phone. It might not be right on the public record. If you want to keep your name off the public record, put your house in a trust. At the end of this video, they talk about how this guy never asked for money. That is a major red flag. People that are scamming you will always ask for money, and they usually ask for it up front over the phone, which obviously don't give it to them. The major red flag for me is this is probably some kind of human trafficking. If you were actually going to show up at this place with your kids, you just made a horrible mistake. The best thing that you can do, call local law enforcement and follow their direction. And if you thought this video was helpful, give me a follow.